Hello everyone, you guys voted on my community tab for me to do a lore dump video on Ermis and Ramon. So here this is. Using the CapCut voices for this, the person who is talking is not me. It's an AI I think. Also, trigger warning for mentions of abuse, manipulation and SH. I'll be starting from where they met and end at the end of the corrupted multiverse. So, when they met, Ermis was 5, and Ramon was around 13. When Ramon had just moved in with Solisle, at 20 years old, Ermis' dad, Sonata, dropped him off with them so that they could basically hide him. I'll be honest, Ramon was not the best to Ermis, despite having to take care of his younger brother ever since he was 10 years old. But besides that, Ramon at the time was under the influence of Solisle. He wasn't a great person then. He never let Ermis out of the castle. He didn't want people knowing about Ermis, thinking he was an embarrassment to the kingdom. And Ermis put up with this until he was around 16. That is when he first met his half-brother, Raiji. They figured out that they had the same father, and Ermis went to confront Ramon about it. Ramon's first reaction to this confrontation was to immediately tell him to leave. He never wanted to see him again, which, of course, hurt Ermis, but he did as he was told. He went back to Rue and told him about what happened. That's when Rue brought up his plan to start a revolt. Ermis was intrigued and accepted his offer to join. Rue taught him how to fight and everything. Ramon was so mad at him when he heard he joined the revolt, but he couldn't do anything, so he just decided he would make quick work of the revolt and call it a day. He couldn't though. Even with his newfound magic, he wasn't able to defeat them. What he didn't know is that Ermis had also gained magic in that time. In short, it was a pretty even battle. The revolution went on for years, until Ermis and Rue eventually won against Ramon, Solisle, and Rue's mother Otsukimi. Solisle's execution was a few days after the final battle. Ramon was spared by Ermis. Ramon fully expected to be executed, but after recovery, he was allowed to leave and go home. Ermis, Ramon and Rue were later crowned kings and things went well. Ermis married his girlfriend, Nomai. Ramon worked on his past traumas. Rue was accused and executed for crimes against the province, so on. And being honest, Nomai wasn't the best wife to Ermis. She was using him. Ramon knew this and tried to tell Ermis. He never believed him. So Ramon took matters into his own hands. He gathered evidence of her admitting to him about what she was doing. Then he poisoned her. Ermis was devastated by her death. Ramon never told him it was his fault. Ermis never quite got over the loss. Soon after, for reasons unrelated to their relationship, they were chosen by Carmen to replace some spirits. Ermis as the spirit of compassion and the heir to the sun spirit. Ramon as the sprite of perseverance and the heir of the moon. Either way, Ramon eventually started to develop feelings for Ermis. He, of course, was in denial of it for years. And if you guys saw the Valentine's Day video, you know what happened with their relationship. Someone confessed, they started dating, they got married, things were well. They even adopted a child, Zarita. And after, things got kinda bad. Ramon started treating Ermis worse and blamed it on his worsening mental health. Ermis understood and tried to help. Ramon never made any attempt to get better though. Ermis still had hope that he'd be okay. He never did though. He threatened to hurt either himself or Ermis. It stressed Ermis out, but he stayed because all he wanted was for Ramon to get help, and he wouldn't on his own. So eventually Ermis had enough. He presented Ramon with a choice. He'd divorce him but still be there to help him get better if he wanted, and he'd consider giving him another chance. Or they could get divorced and never have to see each other again if that's what he wanted. Ramon chose the first option and eventually, Ermis did give him another chance. And he saw improvement, so he stayed, and things were perfectly fine. Ramon actually did make improvement. And when Ermis had that conversation with him, telling him he forgave him, fate decided they were perfect for being a part of this group. The principals. Ramon became the principal of intention, and Ermis of emotion. And again, things were normal, until the end started to happen. Worlds were destroyed, universes dying, and when there was nothing left, the principals started dying too. Ermis started getting more distant, eventually to the point of not being responsive. Fate ordered Ramon to kill him. Ramon didn't want to, but he had to. He regretted it immediately. It was too late though. Ermis was dead. Ramon was later guided to death by Latura after telling him he couldn't deal with the guilt of what he did. And that's the end. At least, for now it is. This was a summary of their story, because if I described everything, we'd be here for hours. I hope you enjoyed hearing this. I'll see you guys whenever the next video is posted. Bye!